Allow me to reintroduce myself.
Welcome to Game Time with Hubb, your all-access pass to the hottest stories in football, basketball, boxing, and wrestling. Whether it's game-winning touchdowns, buzzer beaters, knockout punches, or jaw-dropping suplexes, we've got it all covered. Here's your host, Hubb.
What's up? Welcome back to Game Time with Hubb. Happy New Year. Hope everybody's good, healthy, and started the year off right. So a quick recap of Week 17. We went 9-7. Man, look, one of our worst weeks of the season. And that brings the season total to 173, 82-1. We're heading to the last week of the regular season already. Yeah, man, it's almost over. But the playoffs are right there on deck. And listen, today is loaded. We got a doubleheader for the day, which is Saturday, with division titles on the line. And we got one that impacts the NFC number 1 seed. So before we jump into the Week 18 matchups, let's take a quick peek at the playoff picture. Then we're going to look at the AFC. So the teams that already clinched is we got the Denver Broncos. They clinched the AFC West. The New England Patriots clinched the AFC East. Jacksonville Jaguars clinched the playoff berth. The Buffalo Bills, Houston Texans, and the LA Chargers have all clinched a playoff berth. So this is how the top of the AFC shakes out. Denver can clinch the number 1 seed and the lone first-round bye in home field with a win or a tie plus a New England loss or tie, or a New England loss and the Jacksonville loss or tie. And New England can clinch the number 1 seed in the bye with home field advantage with a win plus a Denver loss or a tie, or they can tie and Denver lose. Jacksonville clinches the AFC South and the number 1 seed with a Jacksonville win, a Denver loss, and also a New England loss. Jacksonville can clinch the AFC South with a win or a tie, or a Houston loss or a tie. Now, the Houston Texans, they clinch the AFC South with a win plus a Jacksonville Jaguars loss. And don't forget about Sunday night. Ravens versus Steelers. Winner takes the AFC North with a win, and the loser is eliminated from playoff contention. If it ends in a tie, the tiebreaker goes to Pittsburgh. Now we move over here to the NFC. The teams that already clinched, we got the Seattle Seahawks, San Francisco 49ers, Chicago Bears, who are also the NFC North champions, the LA Rams, the Philadelphia Eagles, who are the NFC East champions, and the Green Bay Packers. Now we got a big one tonight with the San Francisco 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks for the NFC West and the number 1 seed. If San Francisco gets the West, they got to win. And for Seattle, for them to get the West and the number 1 seed, they have to win or a tie. And this afternoon, we got the Panthers and the Bucs, NFC South chaos. Carolina clinches NFC South with a win or a tie, or an Atlanta win on Sunday. And Tampa Bay clinches the NFC South with a win plus an Atlanta loss or a tie. All right, now that we know what time it is, let's go ahead and cook. All right, we're kicking this thing off up in Raymond James Stadium in Tampa Bay. We got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 7-9, taking on the Carolina Panthers at 8-8. NFC South titles on the line here. Now, this one does feel like a playoff game. You know, even though technically Tampa still needs help, Carolina's mindset is simple. 1 game left, and it's for everything. They've been living in the go 1-0 mentality since mid-October, bouncing back after losses. On the other side, Tampa's season has been a roller coaster. They've lost 7 of the last 8, but they're still alive. Baker's basically saying, I'm frustrated, but I can lock in for Saturday. And here's the scariest number in the whole matchup. Tampa Bay's defense has allowed a score on 21 of the last 22 opponent red zone drives over the past 8 games, 16 TDs and 5 field goals. That's just insane. My 3 keys in this one is, number 1, red zone defense disaster. If Tampa can't stiffen up inside the 20, they're asking for pain. Number 2, Carolina's identity check. Carolina's run game and run defense have slipped lately, and that's a problem if you want to win a title decider here. And number 3, title-tested edge at home. Tampa has the more experienced quarterback-coach combo here. In the games in Raymond James, pressure's on, but the stage fits. My takeaway in this one is, look, I'm not even going to lie. I've been stubborn with Tampa. And I'm doing it again. Sorry. With everything on the line at home, I think Tampa finds a way and wins a close one. My pick, gotta go again, man. Buccaneers. All right, shake that pirate ship. Now we go from South Chaos to a straight-up heavyweights only showdown. We're up in Santa Clara, California with Levi Stadium. San Francisco 49ers at 12-4, taking on the Seattle Seahawks at 13-3. Now, this is for NFC West and the NFC number 1 seed. Basically, win this, get the bye, get the road running through your house. Seattle's saying it's in their hands, but their offensive line situation is wild. They might be down to a third-string left tackle with Charles Cross and Josh Jones banged up. San Fran's talking about the real prize here, not just home field, but one less playoff game. And in football, that means everything. And the defensive contrast is loud. Seattle's defense, 44 sacks, was ranked 8th, and 35% pressure rate, which ranks 5th. 49ers defense is 18 sacks, which is last, and a 25% pressure rate. Now, here's how the teams stack up in EPA per play. Seattle is 13th on offense and 2nd in defense, while the 49ers is 5th on offense and 25th in defense. My 3 keys in this one is, number 1, Seattle's pass rush versus San Francisco's protection. Seattle can wreck your rhythm, especially if they're getting heat without blitzing. Number 2, 49ers offense versus the Seahawks defense. San Francisco is elite on offense, but the Seattle's defense is built to slow anybody down. And number 3, trust plus moment. This is a who do you trust game. In a game this big, I lean to the team I trust more to execute in the tight moments. My takeaway here, I'm taking the Niners. When San Francisco is getting points, I'm taking them. I trust San Francisco more in this moment. My pick, 49ers. Now, that was Saturday's slate. Now we slide into Sunday, the 1 p.m. window first. Kicking things off in Jacksonville up at Everbank Stadium. Got the Jacksonville Jaguars at 12-4, taking on the Tennessee Titans at 3-13. Now, divisional games gets weird, but this one's got teeth. Tennessee's interim coach called it a professional hatred. They love to spoil Jacksonville's party and mess up the seeding. Jacksonville is chasing a few things. 4 straight wins versus Tennessee will be their longest streak in the series. AFC South title for the 2nd time in 4 years, and they're rolling. 8 straight wins since blowing a 19-point fourth-quarter lead against Houston. The big thing here is Trevor Lawrence. He has 35 total TDs, 29 passing, 9 rushing, second most in team history. Blake Bortles had 37 in 2015. And the Lawrence heater is real since Thanksgiving. 16 total TDs and 1 turnover over the last 5 Sundays. My 3 keys in this one is, number 1, Jacksonville momentum plus the stakes. Winning, you lock up the South at the minimum. Number 2, quarterback gap. Rookie Cam Ward's season has been rough, 55 sacks taken, while Lawrence is playing the best ball right now. And number 3, recent meeting plus matchup. Jags won by 22 the last time. Tennessee's been feisty lately, but Jacksonville's advantages are everywhere. My takeaway in this one is, division games or not, Jacksonville needs it, and I think they handle business convincingly. My pick here, Jags. And we're going to keep the AFC South theme because Houston's watching that scoreboard too. We head at the NRG Stadium where we got the Houston Texans at 11-5, taking on the Indianapolis Colts at 8-8. Indy's starting rookie quarterback Riley Leonard against the Houston's defense that's been hunting quarterbacks all year. They're moving on from Phillip Rivers' comeback experiment, and now they're trying to be efficient, run the ball, get it out quick, because Houston's defense is aggressive. Houston is playing starters because they still have a shot to win the AFC South for the 3rd straight season. The big thing here is Danielle Hunter. Has 4 multi-sack games, tied for 2nd most in the NFL, with Myles Garrett trailing only Brian Burns at 5. Now, Houston's on an 8-game win streak, longest active. During that run, the defense has held teams to 20 or fewer points in 6 of those games. Indy's on a 6-game skid, and in that stretch, they scored 20 or fewer points in 5 games. My 3 keys in this one is, number 1, defense versus struggling offense. Indy's been stuck. Houston's defense is the exact type that keeps you stuck. Number 2, rookie's first start on the road versus contenders. That's a rough assignment, especially with Houston motivated. And number 3, division title pressure. Texans can win the South with a win in the Jacksonville loss, so they have every reason for the push here. My takeaway, Houston keeps the foot on the gas at home. My pick here, Texans. Quick break, and when we come back, we hit Garrett chasing history, we hit Jefferson chasing 1,000 yards, and we hit the rest of this loaded Week 18 slate. All right, we head to Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati. We got the Cincinnati Bengals at 6-10, taking on the Cleveland Browns at 4-12. This one's got a headline. Myles Garrett is sitting at 22 sacks and has one more shot to break the NFL single-season sack record, and he's doing it against a QB he knows very well. Garrett has sacked Joe Burrow 12 times, tied for the most of any QB in his career. The other he's tied with is Lamar Jackson. Cincinnati's defense has been, 29.5 points allowed per game, second worst in the NFL. Only Dallas is worse at 29.8, and they're on pace for the most points allowed in franchise history. But the Bengals offense, when it's healthy, they score. And Cleveland's defense on the road gives up 28.3 points per game versus 18.1 at home. That's a massive swing. Also, Chase Brown is 53 yards away from his first 1,000-yard season. Might want to plug him into your FanDuel for Sunday. Now, Joe Burrow's been dropping back a lot since returning, 40 times per game, and he's been sacked 8 times in the last 3 weeks by Baltimore, Miami, and Arizona. So Garrett will have his chances. My 3 keys in this one is, number 1, points. Bengals can put up points in bunches. Browns give up way more on the road. Number 2, Myles Garrett record watch. He'll get opportunities because Burrow throws a lot. And number 3, Cincinnati's momentum. Bengals offense have averaged 41 points and 418 yards per game over the last 2 weeks in a 2-game win streak. My takeaway here, I think Garrett gets his moment. I hope he does. This would be amazing to see, but it's in a loss. My pick here, Bengals. All right, let's head to a divisional game with no playoff implications, but a big milestone chase. We're headed to U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, where the Minnesota Vikings at 8-8 are taking on the Green Bay Packers at 9-6-1. Green Bay's locked into that NFC 7th seed, so health is the priority here. LaFleur already hinted some starters won't go, and even though Jordan Love cleared concussion protocol, Clayton Tune is starting because Malik Willis has a shoulder injury. Minnesota's out of it, but the mission is clear. Justin Jefferson needs 53 yards to hit 1,000 receiving yards again. If he does it, he joins Randy Moss and Mike Evans as the only players with 1,000 or more receiving yards in each of their first 6 seasons. So that's some history. Might want to plug him into your FanDuel as well. Vikings defense has been carrying. They've allowed 10.8 points per game over the last 4 while winning 4 straight. The Packers over here have 13 takeaways, tied for the 6th fewest after having 31 last year. My 3 keys in this one is, number 1, Packers motivation versus the Vikings motivation. Green Bay is thinking playoffs. Minnesota's thinking in strong, plus get Justin Jefferson his yards. Number 2, quarterback situation. Tune starting makes it hard to trust Green Bay's offense. And number 3, Vikings defense is trending up. They've been dominant lately, and that travels in any matchup. My takeaway in this one, I don't love laying points in a divisional game, but this means more to Minnesota. My pick here, Vikings. Up next, we go to MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Got the New York Giants at 3-13, taking on the Dallas Cowboys at 7-8-1. Weirdly, this game got some spice. Might be one of the better games of the weekend. Dallas wants to finish strong, avoid consecutive losing seasons for the first time since 2000 and 2002. Finish 5-1 in the NFC East to build momentum for 2026. New York says they're treating this like a normal game. Starters playing, draft positioning be damned. And the headline, Dak Prescott is starting. And he leads the NFL with 4,482 passing yards. He's trying to become the first Cowboys quarterback to lead the team in passing yards. Also, he hasn't lost to the Giants since his rookie season, and New York has dropped 9 straight in the rivalry. My 3 keys in this one is, number 1, Dak's record watch. Dallas has a real reason to push offense early. Number 2, Giants pride game. They're not tanking in the building, and that can keep games competitive. And number 3, explosive play edge. If Dallas plays key starters for real minutes, they can separate. My takeaway in this one, back and forth early, Dallas makes more plays late. My pick here, Cowboys. Next up, we head to the South at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia. We got the Atlanta Falcons at 7-9, taking on the New Orleans Saints at 6-10. Rivalry week energy here. New Orleans has veterans with voiding deals, DeMario Davis, Cam Jordan, Taysom Hill. So it could feel like a last dance vibe for some guys. Atlanta's feeling like, why couldn't we do this sooner? They've been winning lately despite being eliminated, and Bijan Robinson needs 255 scrimmage yards to set the single-season record. Now, Saints rookie Tyler Shough has 3 straight games with 250-plus passing yards and 0 interceptions, tied for the longest streak by a rookie quarterback in NFL history. That's tied with C.J. Stroud and Justin Herbert. Also, this game can affect the NFC South path indirectly because Tampa needs Atlanta help depending on what happens today. Now, my 3 keys in this one is Falcons rushing plus Bijan Chase. Atlanta can lean, run, and control the game. Might want to put Bijan into your FanDuel again. Number 2, Shucks confidence. He's playing clean football right now. And number 3, recent meeting, Atlanta's handled the Saints 24-10 back in week 12, and they'll try to copy the recipe. My takeaway in this one is I'm riding the run game in the home finish. My pick, sorry Tampa, Falcons. All right, now we head into our 4 p.m. slate. All games are starting at 4:25. We start off in Soldier Field up in Chicago, where we got the Chicago Bears at 11-5, taking on the Detroit Lions at 8-8. Now, week 2 flashback, Detroit beat Chicago 52-21, but the season has flipped. The Lions are eliminated. Bears already took the NFC North. Now, Caleb Williams is chasing some history. He's 270 yards away from being the first Bears quarterback ever to throw for 4,000 yards in the season. Might want to plug him into your FanDuel, too. I'm giving y'all some Jews, all pod. Also, the Bears have 425 points. They're 32 shy of breaking the franchise single-season record set in 1985 with them 85 Bears. Detroit's path is simple when they win. They're 8-1 when they rush for 100 or more yards, 0-7 when they don't. Chicago's defense is Buster Boom here, allows 24.8 points per game. That's ranked 22nd, and 357.3 yards per game. That's ranked 28th, but leads the league with 22 interceptions and 32 takeaways. My key factors in this one is, number 1, Detroit's rushing threshold. If they don't hit 100 or more, it's trouble. Number 2, Chicago takeaway machine. Picks and short fields win cold weather games. And number 3, outdoor golf factor. Chicago weather isn't the place to fix an inconsistent offense. My takeaway here, the Bears win a close one, field goal type finish here. My pick, Bears. Next, we head to Highmark Stadium in Orchard Park, Buffalo, New York, at the Buffalo Bills at 11-5, taking on the New York Jets at 3-13. And the Jets are thinking draft, projected around the number 2 pick range, but it can swing. Rookie Brady Cook is making his 4th start, and his 10 QBR is last among 52 players with 50-plus attempts. The Bills are locked into a wild card spot, and this might be the final game at the current Highmark Stadium, opened in 1973. That building matters to Buffalo, so expect some emotion. Josh Allen over here has 14 rushing TDs, one away from tying the quarterback single-season record 15, which is held by Josh Allen and Jalen Hurts. They did it back in 2023. Jets have been getting waxed. 4 straight losses by 23 or more points. My 3 keys in this one is, number 1, most importantly, the energy in that building. Final game, stadium vibe equals extra juice. Number 2, Jets form. They've looked out of gas for weeks. And number 3, even if Buffalo rests guys, the Jets haven't earned trust to get a win from me. My takeaway in this one, Bills handle business, even if it's not pretty. My pick, Buffalo Bills. Next, we head to Gillette Stadium up in Foxborough. We got the New England Patriots at 13-3, taking on the Miami Dolphins at 7-9. The Patriots still have a path to the AFC number 1 seed, and they're also protecting their floor because they could slip in seeding. Miami starting rookie Quinn Ewers, his 3rd career start against the New England's defense that's nasty on pressure, 2nd highest EPA on blitzes. Patriots may want guys like Milton Williams and Will Campbell to shake off some rust, and because the number 1 seed is still in play, New England is expected to play healthy starters and go for it. Patriots rookie Travion Henderson needs 142 rushing yards to become the first rookie in New England with 1,000 rushing yards since Robert Edwards in 1998, when he had 1,115 yards. There are also 2 off-the-field allegations being reviewed by the NFL under the personal conduct policy involving Stephon Diggs and Christian Barmore. As of now, both are eligible and expected to play, though Barmore missed Wednesday with an illness. Miami's been frisky lately. Won 5 of their last 7, improved run game, cleaned up penalties, and they doubled their takeaways lately, 13 in the last 7 versus 7 through the first 9. My 3 keys in this one is, number 1, seeding motivation. Pats have real incentives to play real football here. Number 2, Ewers versus the blitz. Calm in the pocket is nice. New England pressure is a different test. And number 3, Pat's talent ceiling. If starters play meaningful snaps, New England is simply better. My takeaway in this one is, Patriots close the regular season strong and give Drake May one more push in the MVP conversation. My pick here, Patriots. Next up, we had the Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia. We got the Philadelphia Eagles at 11-5, taking on the Washington Commanders at 4-12. Washington's beat up. Left tackle Laramie Tunsil likely out. and they'll be without 11 projected starters, but they still got some milestones to hit. Bobby Wagner needs 5 tackles to hit 2,000 career tackles. Von Miller needs 1 more sack for his 9th and a $500,000 bonus. Now, Philly's sitting guys, Jalen Hurts and other starters are expected to rest. It's basically a mental and physical reset heading into the postseason. But here's why I still lean Philly. Vic Fangio's defense has been elite down the stretch. Since week 10, they're number 1, allowing 14.5 points per game, and they've forced at least 1 takeaway in 8 straight games. Commanders rookie running back Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt has a rushing TD in 3 straight games and could make it 4, a rare streak in Washington for a rookie. My 3 keys in this one is, number 1, injuries on Washington. Too many holes, especially up front. Number 2, Fangio defense travels. Even with backups, scheme plus discipline matters. And number 3, Washington quarterback situation, hard to trust them to suddenly explode. My takeaway in this one, Philly wins the ugly version of this game. My pick, Eagles. Now we had the Empire Field at Mile High in Denver. We got the Denver Broncos at 13-3, taking on the LA Chargers at 11-5. And the Broncos can lock up the AFC number 1 seed with a win, period. That bye matters, especially for a team that's still building playoff scars and reps. Sean Payton is preaching, skip a game, skip the risk, get extra rep. Chargers are resting Justin Herbert and other starters won't play, and they're starting backup quarterback Trey Lance. Harbaugh basically said he doesn't care much about seeding. He cares about who they are when the playoffs hit. Now, Denver leads the NFL in sacks, and it has the fewest sacks allowed with 19. Their plus 45 sacks differential is the largest since sacks started being recorded in 1963. That's just domination. Now, my 3 keys in this one is, number 1, Denver's urgency. Bye plus home field on the line equals full throttle. Number 2, quarterback mismatch. Broncos versus Trey Lance led offense? Yeah. Number 3, the trenches. Denver's pass rush versus backups is a nightmare. My takeaway, Broncos win this thing big, 2-score type game. My pick, Broncos. Now we head to Allegiant Stadium in Vegas. We got the Las Vegas Raiders at 2-14, taking on the 6-10 Kansas City Chiefs. Wild timeline, these teams combined are 1-16 since week 9. That's some nasty work. For the Chiefs, this could be Travis Kelce's last game. He's expected to play his usual snaps, and you know KC will love to get him a TD in Vegas. Raiders might be without Geno Smith, ankle injury. Pete Carroll is choosing between Kenny Pickett and Aiden O'Connell. The Chiefs have gone 4 straight games with 1 or 0 touchdowns, longest for them since 2012. 1 more ties the longest streak in the NFL over the last 3 seasons. Even with all that, Vegas has a minus 193-point differential, and the wheels are off. My 3 keys in this one, number 1, Raiders quarterback mess. Pickett, O'Connell, rotation energy isn't scaring anybody. Number 2, Chiefs, better than the record indicates. Their 10th offense, 14th defense in EPA per play with a pile of 1-score losses. And number 3, Kelce spotlight game. Expect KC to be intentional about finishing this thing strong for Travis Kelce. My takeaway, Chiefs win by at least a touchdown. My pick, Chiefs. Now we head to SoFi Stadium up in Inglewood, California. We got the LA Rams at 11-5, taking on the Arizona Cardinals at 3-13. The Rams might already be locked into the number 6 seed, but Sean McVay is playing starters because he said it flat out. We need to play, and we need to play better. Since week 13, the Rams are 2-3. The defense has allowed the 5th most points at 143, and they've had 7 giveaways through week 12. They were the stingiest team in points allowed at 179 and had 8 turnovers total. So yes, the slide is real. Puka Nacua has 4 games of 150-plus receiving yards, 1 shy of tying the NFL single-season record shared by Roy Green in 1984. That's a throwback for y'all. Jerry Rice in 1995. And Tim Brown in 1997, Antonio Brown in 2017, and Tyreek Hill in 2023. That's some elite company if he's able to hit that. Now, Arizona, 8-game skid, 5 losses by 19 or more points, and they still looking for their first NFC West win. My 3 keys in this one is, number 1, Rams get right urgency. McVay is treating this like a tune-up. Number 2, Arizona form. They've been getting blown out on a regular. And number 3, star power plus home. If starters play meaningful snaps, Rams should separate. My takeaway is Rams by double digits at home. My pick, Rams. Now we closing out Week 18 and the regular season on Sunday Night Football up in Pittsburgh. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers at 9-7, taking on the Baltimore Ravens at 8-8. This is game 272. Rivalry, division title, winner to the playoffs as the AFC 4th seed. Loser gets eliminated. Tie goes to Pittsburgh on a tiebreaker. John Harbaugh says the number one priority is turnover battle. Pittsburgh has 26 takeaways, third most. And since 2008, Baltimore is 4-11 when they lose the turnover battle to the Steelers. Steelers spent the offseason trying to stop the run after Derrick Henry cooked them in the wild card loss. Henry had 186 yards and 2 TDs in that one. Pittsburgh says rookie defensive tackle Derek Harmon matters. Their run defense improves by 80 yards when he plays. Steelers have been outgained by 903 yards this season, 6th worst differential. Historically, very few teams make the playoffs with that kind of yardage deficit. And there's another wrinkle. DK Metcalf is out finishing a 2-game suspension after confrontation with a fan in Detroit. Without him, the Steelers' offense loses the vertical element. The splits are wild. With Metcalf, they're 67.2% completion, 7.1 yards per attempt, 23-7 TD, the interception ratio, and 99.9 quarterback rating. Without Metcalf, you're at 57.7% completion, 4.7 yards per attempt, and a 0-0 TD to interception ratio with a 69.1 rating. Baltimore's been the better team lately. Wins over Cincinnati, a dominant win over Green Bay last Saturday. And they even had New England on the ropes late before letting it slip because you didn't run the ball with Derrick Henry. My 3 keys in this one is, number 1, turnovers. This rivalry usually decided by who gives away fewer possessions. Number 2, Steelers passing ceiling without Metcalf. No vertical threat changes everything. And number 3, Ravens run game plus physicality. If they establish it, they can control the tempo in Pittsburgh. My takeaway, I know. I said one more chance, but I'm doing it again because Lamar Jackson's back, yo. My pick here, Ravens. All right, let's lock it in. Week 18 picks. We got the Bucs, the 49ers, the Jags, the Texans, the Bengals, Vikings, Cowboys, Falcons, Bears, Bills, Patriots, Eagles, Broncos, Chiefs, Rams, Ravens. If you're rocking with me, make sure you like, subscribe, and drop a comment with your upset pick of the week. Follow me everywhere, Game Time with Hubb, on all socials. We're heading into the playoffs next, and you already know how we do it. It's game time, baby. Until next week, we out.
Thanks for checking out this episode of Game Time with Hubb. Make sure you like and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform so that you never miss Game Time action. See you next time.